So this is another multi-variety graft video. This is a sweet sop or a sugar apple or actually a soursop to a sugar apple. One of the big things you want to do first is try to get the branches that you're going to graft of or close to equal size. And then you want to cut down through the cambium layers like you're seeing here in the video. And you want to match those cambium layers up as you go through and you do your graft, right? This first graft is going to be an approach graft, which means you have two rootstocks. You have the rootstock of the tree you want to graft to plus the tree you're grafting on. And essentially you just join the barks together. As you can see here, we're just wrapping those cuts, or trying to protect those cuts with some grafting tape to keep the two pieces together. This will protect the graft over time, and then hopefully as this graft takes, we'll cut away the soursop in this case, and we'll have a sugar apple with a soursop grafted to it. So this is basic grafting tape that we're using here, and this is just for the strength to keep the graft together, or keep the two branches together as they heal and mend. The next step we're going to do after this is we're going to add some parafilm. That parafilm will keep in the moisture so the graft doesn't dry out for the length of it. Now the grafting tape, we're going to come back, we're going to have to remove that. But the parafilm that we use is biodegradable, and this should pretty much disintegrate over the time it takes for this graft to be completed. Now once we see the graft is taken, we're going to come back again and we'll cut away the soursop, and then hopefully we'll have a sugar apple that has soursop on it. It's a good idea to tag your grafts. So this is the tag. We did this graft on December 22nd, 2017. So this is a second graft. This is called a bud graft. What you do is pretty much you make an eye in the bark. You make one cut across the top, one cut across the bottom, and then you make a split down the middle and open up the cambium layers. Here you take the actual bud that you want to graft into that area, and pretty much it's a slit that's going to fill right into a spot, as you see here. And what you want to do is make make both cuts as even as possible. You're going to pull back the cambium layer on the host tree, and then insert the piece of the variety you like to graft onto that particular tree. And that's what we do. We're going to fit that in here. Now in this case, we're just going to use some parafilm. I like to use just a regular parafilm, and I take the parafilm and actually fold it in half to make it a little bit stronger. But again, because the parafilm is biodegradable, it works really well here. And you're going to cover the entire section that's cut. The only thing you're going to leave open is the actual bud, itself. So this is the sugar apple, and we have one bud graft here. The bud graft is from the soursop, and the hope is that the cold tolerance in this sugar apple, which is a little bit better than the soursop, will help it be a little bit better cold, or a little bit more cold tolerant. We also did a second bud graft right here. So those are the two bud grafts, and then the first graft that we pictured was the approach graft. Just another quick tidbit. Going to the distress rack at Walmart, any store that sells fruit trees, Home Depot, Lowe's, you can find some diamonds in the rough. These soursop, we had a cold spell the other day, and so these lost some leaves. As you can see, these things are still very green, have brand new buds coming out of them. But I got these 3 plants for $3 each.